The film begins with a poignant portrayal of two young couples, each deeply in love. Mandy is the devoted girlfriend of Philip, while Wes Chow shares his life with Petty Lee. Recognizing Philip's sharp strategic mind and his knack for solving complex problems, Wes attempts to recruit him into his dubious enterprise. Yet, valuing his independence, Philip firmly declines the offer and departs with Petty. Soon after, two men named David and Ken arrive from the United States, bringing with them a substantial amount of illicit money. Their mission is to find Wes, notorious for laundering funds of questionable origin. They hope that his extensive network will facilitate their safe return to the United States. Meanwhile, Mandy receives an unexpected visit from a troubled couple. A retired police officer named Dragon is desperate to divorce his wife, who can no longer endure his deceitful ways. As Mandy listens to their heated dispute, she remains blissfully unaware that their encounter is about to entangle her in a perilous web of crime. As Wes revels in the arrival of the money, chaos erupts when armed gunmen ambush them, intent on seizing the fortune. In the ensuing turmoil, David and Ken tried to escape, with Ken sustaining serious injuries. He flees with the money and, pursued by their attackers, rushes into the parking lot and into Mandy's car, pleading for help. Tragically, just as he seeks refuge, assailants catches up with him and brutally finishes him off, failing to discover the money in the vehicle. Before they can turn their attention to Mandy, the police arrive just in time to save her. In the midst of this chaos, Dragon, who has been nearby, steps in to protect Mandy from the attackers. Together, they are whisked away in an ambulance to the hospital. However, tension escalates when Dragon, furious at Mandy for her involvement in the unfolding events, and he is knocked unconscious by the officer to avoid chaos. Meanwhile, Wes's men, disguised as hospital orderlies, mistakenly kidnap Dragon, believing him to be Mandy. This blunder inadvertently spares Mandy's life when they find Dragon instead. As night descends, suspicion begins to fester among the smugglers. David grows increasingly wary of betrayal within their ranks and insists that Wes must answer for any treachery. Petty overhears his accusations and realizes the extent of Wes's corruption. She threatens to expose everything to the authorities and the public. This revelation makes her a dangerous liability in Wes's eyes. Without hesitation, he orders her elimination. Upon returning home, Petty is ambushed by an intruder who brutally stabs her to death. Tragedy strikes anew when Mandy and Dragon arrive at Petty's apartment only to find her gravely wounded. Before they can comprehend the horror of the scene, police burst in and immediately suspect Mandy and Dragon of murder. The situation escalates further when the hired killer storms in, opening fire on everyone present. In the ensuing exchange of gunfire, the police manage to wound the assailant, forcing her to retreat while Mandy and Dragon seize the opportunity to escape amidst the chaos. Now, on the run, Mandy and Dragon make their way back to Dragon's apartment, seeking refuge from the chaos that has engulfed their lives. The following day, news reports label them as fugitives, a burden on the police force, deepening their sense of despair. In an effort to alleviate the mounting tension, Dragon invites Mandy to share a meal, hoping to find some semblance of normalcy amidst the turmoil. However, during their conversation, Mandy's suspicions grow regarding David, who has been trailing them ever since Petty's tragic death. Determined to uncover the truth, she proposes a confrontation with him. Together, they set out to confront David, leading to a tense encounter that quickly escalates into a fight. During the scuffle, David reveals that his intentions are not hostile, rather, he is trying to identify the traitor within his own ranks. He offers them a means of communication, promising his assistance if they ever need it. Later that evening, as Mandy and Dragon attempt to navigate the city quietly, they are ambushed once again by Wes's men. Dragon fights valiantly, dispatching several attackers with sheer determination and grit. Just as the tide seems to turn in their favor, Wes himself appears on the scene, feigning assistance before revealing his true nature as the orchestrator of all their misfortunes. Dragon is overpowered, and both he and Mandy are dragged into Wes's lair. Inside, Wes tortures Dragon, demanding to know where the missing money is hidden. The confrontation intensifies when Wes's American associates arrive for a drug transaction, presenting a fleeting opportunity for escape. Seizing the moment, Dragon and Mandy manage to slip away, realizing that Wes is not only laundering money but also orchestrating international drug deals. In their quest for answers, Dragon and Mandy turn to David for guidance. He advises them to retrace their steps to locate the missing cash. A memory strikes Mandy: when Ken exited the elevator to her car, he carried no suitcase. This revelation sparks the realization that the money must be concealed within the building's elevator system. Disguised as technicians, the trio infiltrates the building and begins checking the elevator system until they stumble upon the scattered cash, confirming Mandy's hunch and recovering the hidden fortune. David takes it upon himself to return the money to his boss, intent on protecting Mandy and Dragon from further entanglement in this dangerous world. However, upon his arrival, he is horrified to discover that Wes has already betrayed them by murdering his boss, fully aware of David's intentions to expose him. Enraged, David confronts Wes in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. The clash is fierce but ultimately ends in Wes's favor. Mandy and Dragon arrive too late to save David. In a fit of rage following David's death, Dragon faces off against one of Wes's American associates in an intense sword battle. The climax erupts into chaos as Dragon, Mandy, and a police officer track down Wes to the site of his drug transaction. They storm the area, engaging in a brutal fight against Wes's heavily armed man and his remaining American partner, showcasing their resilience and combat skills. After defeating the associate, Dragon rushes to confront Wes. In a desperate move, Wes threatens Dragon's companion, using him as leverage in their standoff. Just as tensions reach a breaking point, Mandy strikes Wes with a wooden pole, creating an opening for Dragon. Fueled by fury and vengeance, Dragon unleashes his wrath on Wes. Finally beating him into submission and bringing an end to his reign of corruption. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more recaps. Until next time, have a wonderful day.